I'd like to call the meeting to order. This time I'd like to ask Mr. Billy Porter to open us up in the opening prayer, please.
Our Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you tonight, Lord. We're so thankful, Lord, for the many blessings, Lord, you've given us this day. Lord, we're thankful for our health, and Lord, what you give us and what you bless us with. Father, I ask you to be with each and every counselor that's represented here tonight and their families. Lord God, that you would always, Lord, give them wisdom and knowledge, Lord, as they lead the city. And God, just be with all the departments, Lord, in this city, Lord, and especially during this time of the real bad heat, Lord, that you would, God, keep us all safe. God, again, we ask you, Lord, to lead, guide, and direct in this meeting tonight, and we'll be careful to hear your praise in your wonderful name. Amen.
Okay, Ms. Davis, would you please verify the roll? Okay, is there a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting? Second. Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Is there a motion to approve the prepared agenda? Motion. Motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, next in the on the agenda is citizen comments. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to address the council? If not, we'll go ahead and move on to our new business. And first, we have Police Chief John Scarborough with the Police Department report.
I guess everybody got the report. Any questions? The only thing new I have to add is we've submitted the appropriations grant that we put in for the $500-something thousand for the equipment upgrades and stuff, which has been dated to the federal government. We're just waiting to hear back on final approval on that. We're also in the process of working with Amanda on doing it's a 2-year grant for a investigator position to work the ICAP cases. The one, Brenda, the investigator that we have that does all the ICAP, she's getting hammered right now. And if we could get that, it would give her some relief and probably some savings. So, I'll send her the third thing I'm going to tell you guys.
The evidence block?
Oh, yeah, so, the executive director of the Chiefs Association and the director of the Elite Program, which is the accreditation that we're trying to do, they come Monday and look at the evidence room and the other part that we're trying to do. They did agree that the stuff that we have in the evidence room, we're trying to move to another place that we need to put up a wall or a divider. It needs to come out of the evidence room, but they couldn't justify paying for that because it's department-owned equipment and training stuff. Doesn't deal with evidence. But the proficient in the evidence room, they're going to give us the money to go ahead and do that. So we're getting that paid. I think it was $2,500. So we did get something out of it.
That investigative grant, you said we get that would be for internet crimes against children?
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, it's just that'll give us 2 people working on that. Cause them are so time consuming. Like she had to sit there for hours and go through a bunch of pictures and different things and pick out what we can prove and stuff is you know, the bad people and different things. It's just very time consuming. So if we could get somebody else, it would help free up. We could probably get more of those cases solved in a timely manner. So I think she's getting almost one. Probably about one a day. It's crazy. She's doing her best she can to keep up.
Is that big caseload, is that because of something living different?
Well, no, and I don't know where it stems from. Something about the federal government has passed laws where these companies, Snapchat and these other, I don't know what they're called, but these digital platforms have to report suspicious activity, and it comes in. I think it goes to the state police first, and then it comes to us if they tell where it's coming from, and then we we did the charges on it. So, it's helpful because the access that we get to the information is more than we've ever had before. So when they report to us, and we're not searching for it, it's coming to us.
So each one is like a case, and she has to research that, and then like.
Yeah, sometimes it
She's
spawns
acting
it
like-
spawns off to other cases too. But yeah, it's a it's very intense.
And that's all in the city limits, that's all in.
Yeah, I think she may have worked 2 in the county, something like that. Yeah. She's busy.
Does the county have anything like,
I don't believe they have anybody on the task force.
We're the only one that has a task force officer for ICAC in this region.
That's it.
John Pearl has one, but.
Yeah.
Very much needed.
Tough job.
Yeah. She's doing good though, but she stays busy. So I agree to the story on her.
Yeah, very good. Okay, any other questions for Chief? Thanks, Chief.
Yes, sir. Billy's excited, he's ready for it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, next is Mr. Billy Corder with the Public Works Maintenance Shop.
There you go. If you'll, under your packet, there is an information sheet on there, that I'll give you, kind of gives the figures on what we've done. Just to start off, we started the shop around April of '23. That's when it was really kind of started to kick off at that time. But we actually really didn't get fully functional until by January of '24. We have 5 employees in the shop. One is my assistant and class receptionist. That's everybody knows Crystal Rollins. We've got 3 full-time mechanics and 1 part-time mechanic. Jamie Morgan, Don Martin, and John Riggs. Those are the 3 full-time mechanics. And Alan Jackson in the fire department, he works part-time. Jamie, he is certified in several fields and auto mechanics, and also in the process of obtaining his emergency vehicle technician certification. So that's something that he goes every year. He takes certain classes and he has to be tested. That gives him certification to work on fire engines or any kind of emergency vehicle that we have. He's not obtained his full certification yet. He only has limited things that he can do. He is striving to get the rest of it. You know, we take it so many times a year, so he is working with that. Don and John, they're certified in several fields and are excellent at their jobs. And then Alan, he takes care of about 90% of our service jobs and tire repairs. So it's been a benefit having Alan there with us, because if he didn't, we would have to pull the full times off. And I'm telling you, if you've ever been out there at a job, there's been not many times that you don't walk out there that we don't have bays full. You know, and a lot of them are major things. In the time we've done this, in the last 3 years, we've had a lot of challenges. There's been a lot of things that we've run across. We've done everything from total engine replacements to major electrical issues, a lot with the newer vehicles. We're dealing with a whole lot of stuff from Dodge right now that we're trying to figure it out, and it's just electrical problems one after another. One thing that we have done that I'm kind of proud of is we worked hard with other departments to maintain a current and up-to-date maintenance program, which we didn't have. Now, I'm not saying that all departments didn't maintain their vehicles, but we, to have a balanced maintenance program, it took at least almost 3 years to get it going. And I mean, we still have some that comes in every once in a while over the limit as far as mileage, but most, in general, about most of them get them in with the required time and get them maintained. So that's been a benefit. And so also, in the time that we've had, we've upgraded the shop with an additional 18,000-pound lift. If you'll look on the back, there's some pictures back there, and it has the lifting capabilities of the large fire and trash trucks. So the ones you'll see, part of them is a 4-post lift. That's the ones that's the additional one that we put in.
It lifts our 1 tons and larger up to probably about the size of the rescue unit. That's about as high as we can go on it. But those, the 4 blue lifts, if you'll see, they're freestanding. That can lift about any fire truck we've got and all the trash trucks. So they're 19,000 pound lift apiece. So very beneficial to have when you're trying to work on something. You don't have to crawl under it. You know, you can lift it up in the air and do whatever you need to do. On the page that I give you, it shows the department 2024 through 26. I had Crystal to run through, and this is based off of hours, labor hours that we've worked on equipment for each department. It's based on an average of around $150 an hour. That's what we called around, and that's kind of basic. Some are a little more, some are a little less, but that gives you kind of a general idea of what we've done in the police department. From 24 to 26, we've done 50,550, and you're looking on down the line. Water construction was a little over 98,000, landscape a little over 43,000, street was a little over 62,000, sanitation a little over 50,000, and then public works itself a little over 3,000, and then fire department a little over 23,000. And if you look on that, before we get to the total down there, if you look from 24 to 26, the total cost has went down each deal. When we got to 26, you know, like 25, it was 38. For water construction, it was 38,000. 26, it was 38,100, and then in 25, I'm sorry, and then in 26, it was down to 22,462. We really base a lot of that on the maintenance program because we're getting them in, getting them serviced, getting filters changed, and fixing anything that, you know, has popped up on what we're doing the service job. So on the second page, you'll look down, and it goes through safety, animal control, the mayor's truck, and it goes through everything that we've worked on. If you look at the bottom total down there, in 3 years in labor costs, we've saved $349,102.50. And like I say, that's a savings over the last 3 years of what we've done doing the work ourselves. And guys, like I said, that's kind of a ballpark figure. Based on $150 an hour. So, but other than that, everything's been going good. Like I say, we've been making some improvements to the shop as we can. But of course, you have to work with budget and everything, and so we just kind of do it a little along as we're going. So, you got any questions?
Billy, great. Thanks for putting this report together on these hours. This is really, really helpful. Question as to the layout. I know obviously 2026 is probably through maybe the end of June, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yes, it is.
And then 2025, is that the entire year? Or
Yes.
Is that also? Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Yeah.
So to kind of see where we would be, you really need to annualize these numbers in 2026. You basically could multiply these times 2.
Yes, absolutely.
If you're trying to see where we are in terms of a run rate.
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, gotcha.
Okay, any other questions for Mr. Corder? We appreciate you. Like you mentioned, growing pains. You know, when we moved into that shop, 6-bay shop, we thought we had plenty of room, and we were actually, you know, we added 2 other shops later on for our equipment. We've got several Connex boxes, and like I said, when you've been in another location for many years, combining everything, but Billy, we greatly appreciate you and all the efforts and all the mechanics. And when he meant growing pains, sometimes there is challenges, you know, working with every department. And but he's done a fantastic job, and we greatly appreciate you.
I would like to add and say, you know, when I took over that shop, Jason Jones had he was kind of the instigator of getting all that set up and a lot of the equipment in there, and he done a good job of getting things. When we walked in, it was pretty easy situation to walk into and start working with. So that made it really nice.
Absolutely, and our staff, even when we moved into the equipment room, you had the staff, instead of, they saved money by putting all the furniture, office furniture together, and a lot of moving parts out there, so.
And it's still growing.
Absolutely.
We've we've actually added on two more shops that's housed in water construction. And so they just got moved into them within the last couple of months, and those are fully operational now. So.
We'll be looking at our budget. You know, we had just about everything, some lean-tos. We try to keep all of our equipment, but guys, if you ever want to go out there, feel free to do that. If you want a tour of it, I'm sure Billy or any of those guys would be glad to give you the tour as well to see that. So,
Crystal she'll be sliding in for me after Thursday. I'll be having shoulder surgery, so I told her this morning she's going to be taking the helm while I'm out.
yeah, we'll see you in a couple days. Thank you, Billy.
Thank you, Billy.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Damon Johnson.
Well, I guess first thing, we've got the boat dock back in. We're monitoring it because the river's at 10 feet. We can't get it out once it gets to 12. So any big rain events, we're going to try to keep it in for people to use. I mean, we had a lot of. We didn't get it in before the 4th, but we got it in right after. So hopefully the river will kind of settle and it won't be an issue. But it gets damaged when, you know, the river comes up too high and we leave it in. So just kind of informing the public about that. The boat dock is back in over there under the bridge, and we'll try to leave it in unless there's some, you know, exigent circumstance that forces us to go pull it out if the river starts to come back up. It makes us nervous. I don't like to put it in when it's at 10 feet, you know, just because it just takes one little rain event. But it's summertime, and it seems to be kind of just hanging out right there. So we're gonna risk it when we put it back in, and hopefully it'll be okay. Hopefully it won't end up at Old Trough. And down along the river, you got, of course, the Parks project is going really well. They're on schedule. Of course, I know you guys last month or sometime we went and walked through the building. You can see it's coming together. They're starting to put topsoil down and in the areas they can. They still have a lot of site work to do, but there's some power in the way where the splash pad goes that should be relocated in the next 2 weeks. And then they were going to move in and start working on the splash pad in the inclusive playground area. So we should see in August Clark moving to that area of the park. But they're doing that job is moving very well. Clark's proving themselves. We knew they had an excellent reputation, and they're excellent to work with and doing great work. So we're no worries or concerns there. The water plant project, the stuff above Cheney Drive is moving quite well. They, probably 6 months ago had lost a few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks of time, and I'd say that they probably made that time up there. They're doing quite well. We're going to start seeing some buildings start coming together, starting to go up in the next few months, and so that'll be interesting to see. There's one building, a small building, that's kind of come together, but some of the bigger buildings will start coming up. At the river, they're having some struggles down there. We're probably 2 months behind on that first half of that intake, and the height of the depth of the water is causing them some consternation, but also there's some groundwater that's coming up from beneath the bedrock when they drove some H-pile down in there that are support the intake structures, and now we have a lot of water coming out of the ground. If you were to dry it up, it would be coming out of the bottom, and so it's so much that they're unable to manage it. So we're working on solutions how to manage that. we'll get it figured out. It's just a matter of time and resources, you know, how that kind of stuff goes. You know, it's causing some slowdowns out there, which are ultimately will have an impact on the rest of the plant if we can't get it figured out pretty soon. But, you know, on a project of that size, this is the first real significant problem we've encountered, and I think that's fortunate. It's no surprise. I mean, there was something was going to be a problem somewhere that was going to be cause delays and probably cost some money. So if this is the only one we have, maybe we can get it figured out and move on, and it will be good. In the city departments, you know, our water construction guys are working hard. It's hot. The ground's drying out, which causes water leaks to start popping up. So they've been staying busy fixing water leaks. It's kind of been their primary focus. We do have a sewer rehab project that's ongoing that right now they've kind of taken a hiatus. Actually, don't know why. I think they just had some scheduling. Maybe they had to go do some work somewhere else or something, but they've taken it 2 or 3 weeks. They've kind of pulled off Batesville and have gone somewhere else. But overall, that work's been going well. They're making good progress, and they're well on track to finish inside the time that's allotted for that project. We have a grant on West Side for a drainage project that you approved the contractor last meeting. We haven't had a pre-construction meeting yet. There are some utilities relocated, but that job will probably be kicking off in the next 6 or 8 weeks. So it'll be uncomfortable for the neighborhood, but they've got giant holes over there right now, and it'll be wonderful once the project is completed and they no longer have to be concerned with collapsing storm drainage that some people drive across to access, you know, their driveway goes across. So that'll be good once that gets done. That's a long project. That's a grant we got from FEMA. It's taken, I don't know if we're on year 3 or 4, but we're finally going to get that fixed over there, which is really good. We have had some issues at St. Louis and Harrison with our new stoplight equipment. Again, the last storm, we've been having issues ever since it's been installed. We had a rep here today who has probably been the most helpful and most knowledgeable individual we've ever had here, and he has pointed out a handful of issues that stem from grounding, and that he's working with our guys to teach them what to look for and how to recognize those problems, how to check for them, and then also how to eliminate them. So we shouldn't be losing a camera or a piece of equipment inside the cabinet every time we have a little thunderstorm with some lightning, but we've lost multiple pieces of equipment in the last year. So I'm hopeful that with his help, we're going to get all that stuff alleviated. We've got 3 more intersections that we have a grant for to do the same thing with, and we need to get this figured out before those 3 intersections get installed. So, and I'll segue that with that grant. We have an SS4A grant, which is also a grant that's 2 or 3 years in the making, that we are going to put up, I think, 3 lighted crosswalks on the Greenway Trail at 3 different locations. You know, if you've been in larger cities and see those, where when you're on the trail, you can push a button and then it flashes to the traffic to stop the traffic so you can cross. So that's a safety measure for pedestrians. And then additionally, we have 3 more intersections that we're going to move over from loops in the road to the sonar and camera systems. And those 4 intersections will all be able to communicate with each other. So that hopefully that's part of that. It's called the demonstration grant, where we can demonstrate that we can flow traffic smoother, safer, by those. And then if that shows what we expect it to show, then we will go back to the Federal Highway Administration and ask to do the rest of our intersections. And then when they all communicate with each other, So, and that will be what's called an implementation phase. So it's good. I mean, it's a long, slow process, but you know, it's a good way to get our equipment upgraded and get good. There's preemption, which means first responder vehicles will have a device on their vehicle that tells the light to open up for them also. So that's something that we've never had on our intersections. Well, I think there was a device a long time ago. It didn't work like modern.
Yeah, it just had a strobe on it, didn't it?
Yeah, right.
I remember that red
I think the newer stuff communicates, maybe it was like a GPS device or something like that, kind of like a cell phone. I'm not 100% sure how it works yet, but so we got that going. Street department is currently working over on Hawkins Street, replacing a large drainage culvert that's been in disrepair for a very long time. It's needed to be replaced. It's a very low area. It's not going to alleviate some of the flash flooding issues that happen over there. It might alleviate some of them, but there still be flash flooding in the area, but hopefully it will let that water get out of there quicker. There's going to be some upstream development of that area as well, which has stormwater retention as part of those projects, so it ultimately should not impact the downstream. It will not increase the downstream flow anymore, but I just felt like I put pressure on the street department to get over there. We need to get that done because people will perceive potentially that live there that the upstream development may have an impact on that drainage. So, so we're getting that done. It needed to be done anyway. So that's very good. I think they've got the walls poured. It's a 6x6 concrete culvert, and they're getting ready to forming the top up, getting ready to pour it. So maybe the next few weeks we can get wrapped up and get out of there before school starts. That's kind of the goal. I think that's all I have. I feel like there was something else, but I think that's it. Unless y'all have anything for me. All right.
I think we're good. Thank you, Damon. A lot going on.
Yeah, I don't have anything to do.
Okay, I'm going to move over for a presentation, and I would like to ask Miss Chloe Massey to come forward. I hope there is a camera out there in the audience. We usually, Jennifer, do you have your camera here? Would you care to get us something here? Chloe, how are you? I'm doing well. I'm going to tell you guys, Chloe's a rock star, and she has done a fantastic job organizing this, so we just had to show her appreciation. Just a small bit of appreciation. But she started this Jeff Owens project over a year ago, and I'm telling you, she took detail. I know she had a little help, but most of it was Chloe Massey that did this. So she did a fantastic job, and we had a really good event. I'm looking forward to the next one next year, and I know we're probably arguing it's going to even be bigger and better next year. And we had, what we have, close to 30 riders, something like that. Okay, and so it was good. Even yours truly got on the bike, and I did my, I'm not going to say I came, well, I came in first. Okay, I didn't know if I needed to bring that up or not, but anyway,
Of course.
but anyway, with all that being said, the certificate of appreciation proudly presented to Ms. Chloe Massey in grateful recognition of your vision, leadership, and dedication as the driving force behind the inaugural Jeff Owens project, Memorial Bike Run. Your efforts have created a lasting tribute that honors the legacy of the late Jeff Owens, former Parks Director, and celebrates his passion for cycling, his love for the city of Batesville, and the community he so faithfully served. And Chloe, thank you so much.
Yes. The one and only. Out of town, or he would have been here.
Okay, we had the financial report in this packet, and as normal, if you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to contact myself or Ms. Davis, and I'm going to move right into mayor comments. And one other thing I would like to do is talk a little bit about, before July the 28th, I think is our next council meeting at 5:30, so if you would put that on your schedule. But on July the 2nd, the city of Batesville hosted an America 250 block party, Batesville edition, in the City Hall parking lot. We handed out about 225 hot dogs, along with chips, drinks, and popsicles. And thanks to all those from the city administration office, and a big thank you, because these ladies behind the scene organized every bit of this. So they did a fantastic job. So thank you, ladies, for everything you do daily. Also, we had help from Public Works, Police and Fire Departments, Animal Control. We had them out here as well. They did a fantastic job. It was a hot day, and we had a few tents up there for cover, and of course everybody got under the crepe myrtles, but it did not slow down. Like I said, we had 250 we cooked 250, but we ended up giving out over 225 hot dogs, and they were really good hot dogs, and several of you did make it here, so we appreciate you dropping in. Also, thanks, we had WRD Entertainment for the block party music and live coverage, and we were assisted also with First Community Bank and Citizens Bank for sponsoring the food for the day. So I just want everybody to be aware of that and what a success it was, and hopefully we will at 251 next year. We have to do the same thing, have a tradition during the 4th of July, if I can talk these nice ladies into it. So with that being said, I'd like to move on to liaison reports. If we do not have any, we'll move to council comments. Ms. Davis?
Ms. Bennett? None. Mr. Christopher?
None.
Ms. Hinkle?
I do have a message from Lewis to you, Rick. He said he's ready for another ride.
Another ride from Lewis, okay.
Yes.
All right, I'll have to remember that, yes.
Ms. Hubbard?
None.
Mr. Krug?
Real quickly, I think 2 days ago was a great day for the city of Batesville. Some young man celebrated a birthday, and I just want to tell him tonight, happy birthday, Rick.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
2 days.
Absolutely.
You're the 5th, 12th, and some yahoo the 19th.
Absolutely. So, here in the past, we've had birthdays 12th, 13th, and 14th. Myself, Denise Johnston, and of course Damon Johnson today reporting on his, today's the 14th. That was yesterday. So, no, it is today. It is today. It is. Yeah. And Jennifer baked a Butterfinger cake. So who loves Butterfingers? The mayor does. So anyway, been a great day.
Happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
Rick.
Thank you.
Mr. Moody?
None.
Mr. Roberts?
Just very quickly, I know from time to time, the Department of Corrections may send some workers here to help us with some special projects. If that happens again, maybe Pioneer Cemetery could use some tree trimming and some things like that. It's a historical landmark to us, and our landscaping department does a great job keeping the grass trimmed, but there's just some trees and things of that nature we may want to address if we can get those guys up there.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll definitely reach out to them.
That's all.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. All right. There being no further business, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Motion second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. We are adjourned.